Can you tell whether or not a piece of music is actually created by AI or a real human being? Well, today I'm gonna be reacting to a content creator named Mike the Snare, where he explores whether or not you can discern the difference between the two. So if you're a music creator, you definitely wanna check out this video because there's some very important information that you're definitely gonna need as AI starts to improve each and every day. Without further ado, let's get into it.
I'm gonna play you a song, and I want you to tell me if it's AI or not. I'm gonna bet you said it's not AI. Let me go one step further. I'm gonna bet you thought it was a low-res version of AC/DC's Back in Black. Except it is AI generated. Fuck. I've spent a good chunk of time this year talking about AI music and where it's gonna go in the future, but today I want facts, I want action, I want concrete evidence, I want accreditation, I want my name on the side of a school building. I want to equip you with knowledge so you can detect AI music out in the wild. This is a skill set that anyone who likes music may need to build up soon. The amount of music uploaded to streaming services can be described as bazonkers, or perhaps even shimiculous. And now, with AI generation at play, that amount is only gonna rise, and describing it will require an adjective that hasn't been invented yet.
Now we are up to more than 100,000 songs delivered every day, so that's crazy. And this actually predates the development of modern generative AI systems such as Suno and others.
That's Homan, a research scientist at the streaming service Deezer. They made headlines recently for not only building a system to detect AI-generated music, but also flagging it on their platform.
Now we are almost to a third of all the tracks that we are getting delivered that is actually delivered, which is actually AI generated.
That stat is wild. However, before you start rioting, you should also know how much AI music is being listened to and who, or rather what, is listening to it.
Wow, that's a lot. And Bandcamp, at the time of this recording, has let it be known that they are not allowing AI music to be on their platform. So if you are a music creator or a music fan in general, and you want to support real human-made music, then make sure you go check that out on Bandcamp and actually purchase and support those independent creators. At the same time, I'm hoping that Bandcamp is able to keep this policy as more and more AI-generated music becomes available and maybe even starts to become competitive with actual human-made music. I'm just hoping that they don't bend on this in the future just because I understand how the market can be. But let's go ahead and get back into the video.
AI-generated music accounts for only, I think it's 0.5% of the total number of streams on Deezer. And among those streams, we actually can see that a very significant amount of those are actually fraudulent. And we found that about 70% of those streams are of those AI-generated content is actually fraud and are made by bots and are not legitimate streams.
Let me lay out those stats again. 28% of music uploaded to Deezer is AI generated, but that AI music accounts for only 0.5% of streams. And of that tiny portion of streams, 70% of them are from bots. The amount of streams for AI music by real humans is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction.
You know, I've actually been seeing people on YouTube and even Reddit talking about creating music just as a separate income stream, you know, kind of like the drop shipping, FBA kind of thing. It's a little disappointing to see stuff like that, just people just using music as just a product to generate income. They really don't have any type of love or passion for the craft, but I just see it occurring more and more. But let's get back into the video.
So right now, AI music consumption is this strange Ouroboros, a snake with the face of Sam Altman eating its own tail. What is this? The American economy? But there have been AI-generated artists who have broken through and established small but meaningful fan bases, whether they're singing about absentee fathers or shooting Morgan Wallen and his fans. So how does a streaming service like Deezer detect AI music?
You input an audio file, so the system will actually work on detecting some very small artifacts that are left by those modern audio generative models in the audio signals. Those artifacts can be considered as some kind of discriminant fingerprint of AI-generated audio file. Those artifacts are very natural and not found in authentic recordings. So they are very discriminant of those music being generated by those systems. We actually get a very, very high level of detection accuracy. We can have more than 99.8% of accuracy, and more importantly, with a very low false positive rate. One false positive out of 10,000 analyzed tracks.
Now, while that is a pretty cool and rad system, I gotta give 2 disclaimers for how it applies to us regular folks. 1, Roman said this detection system can catch music that is AI generated, but it can't detect human-made music that has AI elements. So if an artist uses non-audible AI at some point in the workflow, like a plugin, it would likely go undetected. 2, the artifacts Roman mentioned are not detectable by a regular person's ears.
Usually they are totally inaudible, you can hear them, but they are very easy to be detected with a computer.
But with his help, I have a checklist, a few things to look out for if you're worried a song is AI generated. Number 1, does it sound like copyrighted music? I got that snowboarding cat clip from earlier off of OpenAI's new video app, Sora 2. Now I'll admit, I did download it, not to make anything for myself, but more just to get a gauge on what people were doing with it and what they enjoyed about it. And honestly, you're not missing much. Every video is some variation on security footage of Jake Paul yelling 6'7" until he gets sucked up by a tornado.
What a wonderful time to exist and be alive and cherish each other.
But every so often, there is other stuff, like a snowboarding cat with a background track that is exactly the same song as AC/DC's Back in Black. That's a fun and interesting coincidence, and that's not the only fun and interesting coincidence.
Listen to this.
Be soft, take flight.
Huge air, clean landing!
It's pretty obviously just Tame Impala's The Less I Know The Better.
In theory, AI companies are not supposed to train their models on copyrighted material. In practice, LOL. And if I may add an addendum, LMAO. So the first tip for detecting AI music is simple. Is it just ripping off another song? Number 2, how do the vocals sound? If the song you're listening to sounds original though, what then? In that case, listen to the lead vocal and see if anything sounds odd.
Usually they have like a very specific, a bit unnatural sound with a lot of hissing, whistling in some consonants.
Let's take this one for example. Country Cowboy Rocket Man.
I'm a country cowboy rocket man, I'm flying through the sky.
Do you hear how warbled and slurred the singing is? How the consonants don't sound right? Or how a backing vocal comes in but drops out at random places?
If you look into the sky and see a country man fly by.
It also sounds a little too perfect.
To me, when I hear AI vocals, it tends to have like a little bit of graininess to it. It just sounds strange. And then sometimes the vocal can like shift from one voice and one tone to another. It's kind of a strange thing that I hear. But, you know, this technology is getting better and better each day. So who's to say what it's going to sound like a year from now or 2 years from now? It may be indistinguishable between the two, a human voice and an AI voice. So let's go ahead and get back into the video.
How is the song structured? What if the song is not about supersonic farting cowboys? What if the song has no lyrics whatsoever? Many people have said that one of the big opportunities for AI music is in the realm of background music, situations where the music is completely secondary to what's happening. For example, this song right here. I could be playing AI-generated music right now. I mean, I'm playing music from Katamari Damacy, but you know, it could have been. So if the vocal doesn't clue you in, or there's no vocal at all, pay attention to the song structure.
Songs that are generated by those models are usually very stereotypical.
Does the song go 8 bars of instrumental, first verse, chorus, second verse, chorus, bridge, final chorus? Are there any interesting composition techniques like key changes or meter shifts? Or is it just simple chord progressions and melodies? How about dynamic build? Is the song one linear rise in dynamics like this AI song about cavemen? My mom said this sounds better than 95% of the music that is being produced today. Your mom doesn't sound qualified for that opinion. 40-year-old Marine Corps veteran here, your mom does qualify for that opinion, and the woman is spot on. What a weird time to bring up that qualification, by the way.
I'm a recipient of the Medal of Honor, which means we are watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse on the way to Six Flags.
But the YouTube comments section for this AI song about cavemen is hitting on something. AI-generated music currently takes a lot of its cues from typical pop music, specifically American pop music.
That's another thing about AI music. It's very safe. It's very, very palatable to the mainstream audience. I think that's really going to open the door to a counterculture of anti-AI music creators. And let me get that raw, uncut style of music outside of the safe stuff. But it still does, make me think about the fact that background music, that's the way that some people are able to generate royalties. It's unfortunate that I'm seeing that more than likely, those opportunities are going to be taken away just by having it generated by AI.
Are there any non-Western instruments? So far, the AI music that's gotten popular is very Americanized. Pop, country, R&B, all genres that have specific templates that are easy to adhere to. But what about genres outside of commercialized Western music? So if you're listening to a song, see if it tries to bring in any instruments that would be unique to pop music. Can it replicate the serene sound of the erhu, the resonant beats of the djembe, the peaceful drone of the beautiful bagpipes? Hell, as a test, I tried generating a song on Udio with an erhu as the main instrument. Udio didn't even try. It can't do it. But let's say you've gone through all of these steps and you still can't tell if a song is AI. This last tip isn't necessarily about the music itself, but I think it's worth saying. Look the artist up. Number 5. Can you find the artist anywhere? Search for the artist or the song and see if anything comes up. Music videos, live performances, social media, anything that could prove that they are a person with a social security number or a Sam's Club membership. I had to do this myself recently. I was sent this song called Little Big Things by Vera's Gift. I thought it was a lovely ballad with a nice, albeit overproduced, vocal.
You probably need to know about me.
Only problem though is there's nothing about the song or the artist online. There's no music video, there's no live performance, there's no artist social media pages. Now, when they sent the song, they did send it with an email address, and I emailed them to see if they had any music videos or any other assets that I could use to confirm they were real, and they never got back to me.
Now, that's another thing that's really gonna hurt AI music and AI music creators. Since you're not a real human being, you don't have a background story, you don't have ups and downs, you don't have little clips of you, getting into stuff. I think of independent artists like Nilla All-In, who does music independently, and then she also does content creation and shows her family and all the different things that she goes through. And that's just something that AI isn't going to be able to do. And also AI is not going to be able to interact with you in person. It's going to be important that you use that real human connection.
Now, I hope these tips help you when it comes to determining whether something is or isn't AI generated, but I should also warn you, these AI generative models are only going to get better from here on out. Over the rest of the 2020s and beyond, AI music generators have loads of room to improve, especially when major labels are starting to make deals with Udio and Suno. From here on out, we are in for one battle after another.
And I know a thing or two about that.
But by staying vigilant, we can at least be more aware and knowledgeable about the music we listen to.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Just the nature of technology, things are going to improve more and more incrementally each day. But I still have hope for the independent producers, songwriters, recording artists to find a way out of no way to still create great music and connect with the fan base. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have you been able to detect AI? Do you think more of the mainstream audience isn't going to care? Do you think we're going to have a much bigger boom of a counterculture of anti-AI music producers and recording artists? Where do you think things going to go as we start to adjust around the AI landscape? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit like and subscribe. My name is Desmond A, and I'll be back with more great videos. Peace. Wait, before you go, make sure you go to DesmondASounds.com, where you can get free FL Studio Patcher plugins, free loops, free guides, everything you need to level up your music production. Once again, go to DesmondASounds.com or click the link in the description. Go there now and totally transform your music production.